Hello, my name is Soraya Vordemark. For my second speech, I will be telling you about a hero in my life. In order to tell you about my hero, I believe there needs to be a level of understanding of what a hero is. A hero is defined as a person who is admired for great or brave efforts. If I had to choose one person in my life to define as my hero, it would be my mother. I admire my mother for her brave efforts to be a successful parent, student, and employee. I chose my mother as my hero because she raised my brother and I on her own. My mother didn't just raise us, though. She worked full time and put herself through college. My mother grew up living a difficult life. She has never known who her real father is and was constantly abused by her mother. My mother grew up living with many different friends in an attempt to live a normal life. Eventually, when my mother was older, she met my father working at a grocery store in Arizona. Soon after they met, they decided to marry. A few years later, they moved to Michigan and decided to have children. My older brother was born first, and then I was born 3 years later. A couple years after I was born, the fighting between them had escalated, and they decided to divorce. My mother moved my brother and I to Grand Rapids and continued to work and pursue her schooling as an X-ray tech. Around the time I turned 7, she moved us out to Arizona. We lived with many different family members in multiple homes. I had just turned 10 years old when my mother remarried and bought a new house with her new husband. 2 years later, my mother graduated from college and had succeeded in her X-ray tech. Shortly after she graduated, my mother and her husband started having problems and divorced after a few years of marriage. Despite the roller coaster she was on, my mom continued to push forward in her life. She raised my brother and I and had accomplished her associates as an X-ray tech. She fought to support us and work full time over the years. This is why my mother is my hero. She taught us never to give up and to always do our best. I think the struggles my mother faced and the actions she performed in her life define her as a hero.